Hi everyone. Elizabeth and I is outside. Thought we'd share a little bit of thoughts with you that we've got. I don't know how good they are, but they are what they are. Right?
Right.
Anything good rattling around your head?
I don't know about that. Some people would disagree.
Yeah, they do disagree with us, that's for sure.
I've been thinking about putting my thoughts out there.
Well,
I got a lot of Christian friends on my Facebook, so I kind of keep them to myself.
yeah.
But I would have a lot to say if I did.
If you did let them out,
Yeah.
what would be the first thing you'd tell them? If you could tell your Christian friends anything that would ease their mind, what would it be?
I guess one of the most irritating things that comes to my mind is how it's such a big contradiction. You know, I saw somebody on there today, really sweet girl, going out to California. She's pursuing music out there, Christian music.
Mm-hmm.
And she was singing that song about how God's love is never ending, overwhelming, reckless love of God, which is a great song. I love that song. But it doesn't fit their narrative at all.
So they say one thing in music when they preach something else at the pulpit?
Right. Well, I mean, they do preach that at the pulpit, but they follow it up with, unless XYZ, or unless you do this, this, and this, that doesn't really apply to you anymore.
Right.
That's what really is irritating to me, and they're so, wrapped up in saving everybody.
Like Jesus' death on the cross and his resurrection was not enough. It's up to us to make the decision.
Right.
So God's creation has a stronger will than that of God, who wills that all mankind come to the realization of the truth.
Right. It's just, and I've kind of been on this thought too of how Christianity is really just like a narcissistic relationship with God. Like it's almost like Stockholm syndrome.
What's Stockholm syndrome?
It's kind of like where you're so brainwashed by your abuser that you trust them, really, that you like.
Oh.
You know how I was telling you about that one girl? I was telling Dad about this lady that was kidnapped, and she lived inside this box in this guy's house for 7 years, and she was so brainwashed by him that he could just let her out of the box for weeks and they'd be gone and she'd never leave. She was just so brainwashed by him. And that's kind of how it is with Christianity, like who in the world would ever serve a God that would put your own children in hell for eternity?
Right.
Who would do that? It's just like this vicious cycle.
It's a fierce. They fear him, not out of respect. It's not at all. The word fear in the concordant literal means in standing in awe of, in reverence of.
Right.
And that's what they've got. They've got this fear that if they don't do things according to what the narrative is in the King James Bible, that they will be burning in hell. And I don't, it's not there. There's nothing in the scriptures that even remotely says that.
Right. And who, if we were to line up at this great white throne judgment, and then let's say me and you are there together, but I'm not saved and you are you really going to let me just be damned to hell and watch me walk into the flames and then just sit there and worship God?
And rejoice that you're in there burning.
That's insanity. Who would do that? Everybody would revolt.
Right. Why? Well, free will. If you got,
that's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
If you have the free will to refuse salvation, then you also would have the same free will to refuse going to hell. God would say, "You're going to hell." You say, "No, I'm not." Nah.
Right. But
it's the same thing.
Right. And the thing is that people are so brainwashed, and not just in Christianity, but in really mainstream things in general. If you would just if they could just step back and use logic, nothing would make sense to them at all.
You know what really screwed it up was the words forever and ever and eternity. Forever, eternity, which is eon or eonian.
Mm-hmm.
Eonian is periods of time.
Right.
And God works in periods of time. Eon is a period of time, but it's got a beginning and an end. So you can't say forever and forever and ever, because it's not. How can you get forever after forever? You know?
Right. Yeah,
so
burn in hell forever and ever and ever.
Forever and ever and ever. It's an eonian period of time, and it's for eonian life, or life for the eons. It's what, if you understand Paul's evangel, in Paul's writings, you have that understanding of, we have this eonian life that we're striving for, that we've been given it. We all have been given a measure of faith, and it's the faith in Jesus Christ. It's not our faith in Him, it's the faith of Christ.
Right.
It's of His faith that saves us. It's not us. Our faith don't do diddly.
Well, yeah, because that kind of leads me into the thought of, if you had like a mustard seed, the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Or there's so many times people will say, oh, well, your cancer wasn't cured because you didn't have enough faith, or whatever. It's like,
right. Yeah.
Aren't we human? Like, didn't God make us human?
Right. Yeah. They were saying in the prayer circles, we have a prayer circle,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they said, if you don't believe this, if anyone here does not have the belief that this is going to happen, don't get in the circle. You'll mess it up. It won't work.
That's so laughable.
So, people would stand off while the ones that had the strongest faith would get in, and they'd lay hands and pray.
The oldest, wisest person there, and the person that could speak in tongues, and that was just a bunch of fooey.
You just step out of the circle, because you don't have the faith. See, that would put it on us. It's not our faith that saves.
Right.
All this is God's timing. We're living in God's time. He wrote the script for life. We're living in it. And as if you had a play and you wrote everything out for a play, and somebody come in, they read it. Now this is your part, and you read it, and you memorize that, and you learn that, and you live it. Well, you know the beginning and the end. And the others that's watching it has no clue, but they're just watching this thing unfold. And God wrote the script. He's got us in it. We're in His script. We're living it. He knows the beginning from the end.
Right.
There's nothing we can do to change it.
I guess I just wish that they would, like, if you're gonna be a Christian and, preach hell and damnation, then don't in the same hand talk about how loving God is, because that's not love. That's like the opposite of love.
God has this unending love.
Yeah, it makes
no
sense.
His love is never ending unless you don't bow down to Him. And then His love is sheer hell, and He'll burn you.
Yeah,
and that's not right.
It's sad, because people are so scared.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you cut your toe. You better go see Grandma.
Go see Grandma. See? She'd been swimming in this creek behind us back here. She caught on a rock.
But Christianity doesn't make any sense to me. And it's really a sad relationship that they have.
Dean and Chris from are doing a great job on telling about the salvation, about hell, and the churches and how they're teaching on it. So if you haven't seen Dean and Chris, and and the show Mortal Fury. I hope that's not picking up the wind in this microphone. But
Might be.
Mortal Fury, if you haven't seen them, look up Dean and Chris. They're doing an awesome job on that. And if you haven't seen Rob Weil up in Canada, listen to Rob. He talks about it. And he's good on this. And Martin Zender, if you haven't heard Martin, or if you haven't heard Jess, tune in to Jess. I don't remember what hers is.
Oh yeah, she does a good job.
Saved, always saved. And
I don't know.
but there's several out there, you know. I hate to start naming them off because we're sitting out here by the creek and I forget names.
Yeah.
But there's several of us that are telling about Paul's evangel and the salvation that's found through Paul's evangel. There's no condemnation in Christ. Romans 8:1, there's no condemnation in Christ Jesus. None. It's because we're not walking in flesh. We're walking according to the Spirit. And the Spirit that's given to us in Christ Jesus. Salvation is through Him. And He's taking care of it on the cross. So,
But it's pretty windy now.
it's getting windy now. And
It's beautiful out here today.
maybe
In the shade at least.
I hope that this is coming out. We don't know. We'll watch it and put it up. But anything else you want to say?
No?
All right. There's a few thoughts. We got more. We'll keep them quiet right now. And it's beautiful. Y'all have an awesome day.
See you later.
See you later.